All right, let's get into it. We all know pizza. I mean, we all love pizza, right? But what if I told you that one of the most famous pizzas in the entire world is actually a story about national pride, a queen, and, well, a perfectly baked piece of history? Today, we're going to slice right into the incredible story of the Pizza Margherita.
And that's really the big question here, isn't it? It seems so simple on the surface. Just dough, some sauce, and cheese. But its journey from being, a humble local meal to a full-blown icon of Italian identity is just fascinating. And it all comes down to its brilliant and very deliberate design. And here it is. This is the secret, right on the plate. It's literally patriotism you can eat. The absolute genius of the margherita is that its main ingredients were chosen specifically to look like the Italian flag. You've got the green from the basil, the white from the mozzarella, and of course the red from the tomato. This was no accident. This was a statement.
So how did this edible flag even happen? Well, for that, we need to go back in time, way back, to a legendary moment in the city of Naples. This is where a simple visit from a queen would end up changing culinary history forever. Okay, so picture this. The year is 1889. Queen Margherita of Savoy is visiting Naples. Now back then, pizza was pretty much considered street food, Definitely not something you'd expect to serve to royalty. But the queen, apparently, was curious and wanted to try a local specialty. And this is where our two main characters enter the story. On one side, you have Raffaele Esposito. He was the most celebrated pizza maker, or pizzaiolo, in all of Naples. He was given this incredible honor and probably a ton of pressure to create a pizza that was actually worthy of a queen. And on the other side, Queen Margherita herself, the muse and the person who would lend her name to this masterpiece. So Esposito made 3 different pizzas, but it was the one with the colors of the Italian flag that completely won her over. The legend says she was just thrilled, praising how simple yet perfect the flavors were, and that royal seal of approval, that was everything. The dish was an instant sensation and was, of course, named Pizza Margherita in her honor. Now, here's a really interesting little side note. Some historians kind of debate the exact nitty-gritty details of this story, but honestly, whether it's 100% historical fact or just a brilliant piece of folklore doesn't really matter. The point is, this legend is what gave the pizza its royal reputation and cemented its place in history.
So yeah, that one moment, it was a complete game changer. This wasn't just about a new recipe hitting the scene. This was about elevating the whole idea of what pizza could be. So let's take a look at how this one event helped turn a local dish into a global phenomenon. The impact was just huge. I mean, look at this comparison. Before the Queen's visit, pizza was basically seen as peasant food, something sold on the streets of Naples. But after 1889, everything changed. It was transformed into a dish fit for a queen, a proud symbol of Italy that would eventually take over the world. Covered the story, we've got the legend down. But what about the pizza itself? To really get the margherita, you have to understand what goes into it. And this isn't just some recipe. It's more like a carefully guarded code for, well, tasting history. Just look at how simple this is. It all comes down to quality. You have to have 00 flour, which is super fine and gives you that perfect dough. Not just any canned tomatoes. No, you need sweet San Marzano tomatoes. And you're not using that shredded stuff. You need fresh mozzarella or fior di latte. Every single ingredient is there for a very specific reason. And the process is just as important as the ingredients. The dough is fermented slowly, which develops all that amazing flavor. The assembly is super minimal, you never ever overload it, and then you get to the most critical part, the baking. It absolutely has to be cooked in a screaming hot wood-fired oven. And this is the magic number. Are you ready for this? 90 seconds. That's it. In an oven that's heated to blistering temperatures, a real Neapolitan margherita cooks in a minute and a half flat. That crazy intense heat creates a crust that's soft and chewy on the inside, but perfectly charred and crispy on the outside. It's a work of art, really. So, as we start to wrap this all up, it becomes pretty clear that when you're eating a pizza margherita, you're not just having dinner. You are actually consuming a story. When you get right down to it, the margherita is just this perfect blend of food, culture, and national identity. It tells the story of Italy coming together as a nation, the pride of a city, and the simple, powerful beauty of amazing ingredients. It really is history served on a plate. And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. Pretty much every culture has a dish like this,
right? One that carries a whole story and a sense of who they are. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What food tells the story of your culture?